The wind that night did not feel like ordinary London wind. It carried something heavier, something colder, the kind of cold that crawls beneath your skin and settles inside your bones. It was close to midnight when Ethan Miller, a 23-year-old American student living in London, stepped out of the narrow cafe where he worked part-time. The streets were unusually quiet, the kind of quiet that doesn't belong to a city, the kind of quiet that belongs to abandoned places, forgotten places, cursed places. Ethan tightened his jacket, adjusting the strap of his bag on his shoulder. His footsteps echoed on the wet pavement as he took the short-cut alley behind the cafe. He always used this path. It was fast, straight, familiar. Until tonight. Halfway through the alley, he stopped. There, at the far end, stood a girl, not moving, not breathing, not turning, just standing with her back facing him, her long black hair dripping as if she had been standing in rain long before it started. Ethan felt something strange, a twist in his stomach, but he forced himself to speak. "Hey, are you okay?" No answer. He took a step forward. "Do you need help?" Still no movement. He walked closer, slowly, carefully, his heartbeat rising with each step. Something felt wrong. The air felt heavy, the silence felt sharp. When he was just 10 steps away, the girl's head tilted slightly, not fully, just enough to show she heard him. Then she vanished, not ran, not turned, not faded into the shadows. She vanished like someone erased her from the world. Ethan stumbled backwards, breath caught in his throat. Every instinct screamed at him to run, but his legs wouldn't move. A whisper slid across his ear, cold, sharp, like a blade through fog. "You saw her." Ethan spun around, nothing. Another whisper. "You shouldn't have seen her." He backed against the wall, trembling. His breath came in sharp, uneven gasps. The shadows around him began to stretch unnaturally, crawling along the brick walls like they were alive. Ethan ran. He did not stop until he reached his flat, slammed the door shut, locked every bolt, every latch. But even inside, he felt the whisper lingering around him. Next morning, his friend Madison Carter came to visit. Madison was smart, confident, bold, the kind of girl who didn't believe in ghosts or stories. She shook her head, listening to Ethan's trembling voice. "Ethan, people don't disappear into thin air," she said. "And shadows don't whisper," Ethan replied quietly. Madison frowned. She saw the fear in his eyes, real fear. "Fine," she said. "We go tonight. Same place, same time." Ethan hesitated. "Madison, no, if something happened, we're not ignoring it." Night came fast, faster than usual, as if the day itself was afraid to stay. At exactly 11:40 p.m., they reached the alley. Madison carried her phone flashlight, shining it across the damp walls. The wind felt colder, sharper, like it whispered through the bricks. Madison pointed to something on the wall. "Ethan, look." Scratched into the brick, in deep, raw letters. "Don't look back." Ethan swallowed hard. "This wasn't here yesterday." Madison touched the scratches. "These are fresh." A sound echoed behind them, a soft shuffle. Then a slow, dragging noise. Madison grabbed Ethan's hand. "Don't turn." The sound got closer. Slow, steady, wet, like something was walking on broken feet. The air turned icy. Ethan's breath fogged out in front of him. Madison whispered, "Ethan, whatever you do, don't look back." But then he felt it. A hand, cold, thin, bony, touching his shoulder. Ethan's body froze. His heart hammered against his ribs. The footsteps stopped right behind them. Then another whisper, inches from his neck. "You came back." Ethan trembled violently. Madison squeezed his hand, whispering, "Please, please don't turn around." The lights in the alley flickered. The walls shook with a low, rumbling hum. Then, a screech, sharp enough to slice the air. Ethan was lifted, pulled backward with impossible force. Madison screamed and grabbed him, but a shadowy force yanked him away from her grip. He screamed once, a deep, terrified cry, and vanished, just like the girl. One moment he was there, alive, terrified, breathing. Next moment, nothing, like he never existed. Madison fell to her knees, shaking, tears streaming down her face. She stared at the empty spot where Ethan had stood seconds ago. The wall beside her began to change. Dust fell from the bricks as words carved themselves again, slow and deliberate. Now you saw him. Madison stumbled backward, horrified. The shadows behind the message swirled, twisting like smoke caught in a storm. She ran. She did not look back. Not when the wind screamed, not when footsteps chased her, not when the shadows brushed her feet. She ran until the alley was behind her, until the city lights grew bright again, until the air felt normal. But normal didn't last. For days, Madison couldn't sleep. Every night at 11:47 p.m., she heard the same whisper outside her window. "You saw him." Then the strange things began. Objects moving on their own, her room turning freezing cold, shadows gathering in the corners, a reflection behind her in mirrors, too tall to be hers. One evening, unable to take it anymore, she returned to the alley alone. The air was still, dead still. She walked to the center. "Ethan," she whispered, "if you're here, please give me a sign." The street lamp flickered, then went dark. A cold hand touched her back. Madison gasped, turning instinctively, and the world dropped into silence. That night, London police received a call from a passerby who heard a scream. They found Madison's phone lying in the alley, the screen still recording. The video showed only darkness, breathing, and a whisper, one single whisper. "Now you belong here?" After that night, no one used that alley again. People reported seeing silhouettes at midnight. Some heard footsteps behind them but saw nothing when they turned. Others claimed to hear whispers. "You saw her. You saw him. You shouldn't have come back." But the worst thing, the most terrifying thing, came from a homeless man who slept near the alley. He said that sometimes, late at night, he hears voices inside the walls, not whispers, screams, Ethan's, Madison's, others, all calling for help, all trapped, all fading. The alley became known by one name, the Midnight Passage, and every night, exactly at 11:47 p.m., it waits for the next person, for the next mistake, for the next soul to whisper to, "You shouldn't have seen her.